Jury selection starts this morning in the case against a former Summerville jeweler. Michael Colucci is charged with murder in his wife's death. Colucci's initial murder trial in 2018 resulted in a hung jury. Jurors just couldn't agree on a verdict. Our Lauren Lennon joining us live from the newsroom ahead of the start of today's retrial. And Lauren, Colucci's attorneys shared new evidence they plan to introduce, which they believe will sway a jury.
Yeah, Mel, in Colucci's pretrial hearing last month, his attorney said that they have new evidence they believe supports their argument that Colucci's wife died by suicide. Now, in 2015, Colucci called 911 to report that his wife tried to hang herself. A year later, he was charged with murder. Officials say his wife, Sarah, was found dead from strangulation at the family's Summerville jewelry store with a garden hose around her neck. State law enforcement affidavits showed evidence did not match up with Colucci's story, claiming how he found his wife. In court last month, Colucci's attorneys discussed dozens of text messages from Sarah leading up to her death about her struggles with depression, substance use, and suicidal thoughts that they plan to use during this week's retrial. In our News 4 team, we spoke with Colucci's attorneys exclusively at the pretrial hearing last month.
It gives you a good idea of what she was going through, and she was struggling. And I think our hope is that a jury is allowed to see that information and make up their own minds in terms of her depression or what happened.
State prosecutors argued against introducing these text messages, but the judge allowed it, saying Colucci's attorneys were allowed to explore Sarah's words. Colucci's attorneys also brought up Sarah's first late husband, who had died in 2007 from an accidental stabbing, claiming it was a dark time for Sarah, and also noting she visited his gravesite with Colucci just hours before her death. Now, his attorneys also tried to exclude statements from Colucci made that night, saying Colucci was in police custody and was not read his Miranda rights. The state said that he was never in custody. The judge denied that motion from the defense, allowing the jury to hear his statements from that night. Now, we have extensive coverage of this case online at abcnews4.com, and we will have a team in the courtroom this morning for jury selection who will bring updates both on air and online about how this plays out in court. Now, jury selection, that's scheduled for 9:30 this morning. Working for you, Lauren Lennon, News 4.